potential NFL trades. I just told you about one right before we got on air. The Falcons looking into Drake Maye as a potential jump. They are picking at what, the 8th selection, and if
Yeah.
they were to jump up, they're going to have to give up some pieces. Most likely some receivers.
No,
Um,
yeah,
they might have to give up a DB and a pick, maybe a pick for the first pick. Because
they not.
at the moment for the draft part of the trades, put it this way: you could be the Chicago Bears. There's two reasons why. Like, so you got if you're in the first pick, if you get the first overall pick, it's two feelings here. The first feeling is like, I know who I'm gonna draft, and the second feeling is like, how the hell do I get out of this pick? It's usually one of the two. I don't want to be the first pick because they're gonna expect me to draft the best quarterback available, or I don't want to be or I want to be the first pick so I can go ahead and prepare for my future. The Bears are in a different situation here, where they potentially have a franchise style quarterback, but they don't have no pieces around them, and they can either keep the pick, trade the pick, get somebody else. But again, the landscape of the NFL right now, the NFL season, the actual technical season part of it, which is the business season of it, it's just getting started. So potential trades, what are we looking at?
The main three teams that I'm looking forward or looking at right now are, of course, Bears, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta. Or I guess you can go ahead and add Denver into this too. I feel like as far as the quarterbacks and what they need and what they have already, Atlanta and Pittsburgh, number one stop, obviously Justin. Number two, go ahead and get Russ. I feel like Justin or Russ can work just fine in that system that Arthur Smith is going to have running in Pittsburgh. Obviously, Justin's a little younger. The only thing with Justin is that you're going to have to pay him next year. But other than that, he's perfect, especially if he does well in his system. When it comes to Russ is just cheap. And he's obviously serviceable for what we just seen in Denver. So it's just more or less what Sean didn't see, or I should say Coach Payton. So those are my main things. One thing I didn't know, it wouldn't be a trade, but Michael Pittman is actually a free agent after this season from Indianapolis Colts. So
Really?
I'm wondering if they may tag him, they may seek a trade, or they're going to let him walk. So that's an interesting one. A big name that's been floating around recently, mostly based due to I can't say because of him, but the lack of production this season. Stefon Diggs.
Oh man, I was hoping you bring him up.
Yeah, I don't really know where that situation is going. Obviously, him and Josh are still good friends, but he's not. It doesn't look like he's satisfied with not winning yet, and obviously for the fact that sometimes, especially now, it's weird to me, but his touches have went down, so he may or may not be there again. So we'll have to watch out for that one.
Well, we've all have starting to learn about how the NFL starts to, when somebody has to get a new contract the next year, numbers start to fall a little bit. Going into the playoffs, bonuses start to adjust based off of how many catches you get, and you might be one catch short, and you may not get that catch at all. Just because your contract says you're gonna get a bonus if you get that extra catch. So, that might be something that's playing part into Stefon Diggs' issue. I will say this about Diggs. I mean, I don't understand why his catches are going down in terms of like when the game's on the line. Outside of him dropping some key passes. I mean, you dropped a big pass in the playoffs. And you saw Josh Allen react at that underneath route against the Chiefs where Diggs is definitely wide open, and we see that Allen decided not to throw his way, but to throw into like double coverage, and the game was over. It is what it is. I think there's a trust factor that Diggs is not providing.
I think he was more looking for the big play than just than missing Diggs.
I mean, you might be right. You might be right, but at the same time, it is questionable. Like, why are you not going his way? But there is also the option of if we get Diggs out of here, let's say we trade Diggs, not because of any issues in terms of like, you know, them as teammates or whatnot, or the organization as a whole not liking Diggs, but maybe he's a great trade option where you trade him to a team X, Y, and Z, whoever team you trade him to, and get some additional picks. His contract goes away as well, so you're not having that big contract either on your books,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a talented young receiver in Gabe Davis that I believe that they would like to resign. I mean, in the last time he was in the playoffs healthy, he put up big numbers. So
Yeah,
I think there's an option there. You're like, maybe I just rock with the young dude and gain some extra pieces. I don't know who else they will be in the running for, but in terms of draft picks or whatnot. But the teams I think may look at Diggs is one. I think the Cowboys might look at Diggs. I do think Arizona Cardinals might look at Diggs. And then one of the team I think might consider Diggs is a team that's a contender and might need some veteran type leadership to be around them as they make their next move or make their growth or whatnot. I could definitely see him going to maybe the Lions or even the Chargers.
I knew you
For
was going to say it, but they can't do that.
who was
Chargers
doing?
can't do that. They're 57 million over the cap already.
Hey man, they make room for what they want, So
And they just paid Justin. They can't afford that at all.
so this actually goes into this actually rolls into something. Well, we don't really see this too much often in the NFL. We see it in the NBA, the three team trade, right? To
Oh,
where
yeah.
and so I feel like there's a possibility in order for them to get some guys out of there, right? Some quality guys, and let's say the Buffalo Bills are looking to up revamp their defense or whatnot, and the Chargers need to lose some cap space. So let's say you trade Stefon Diggs, and
Bosa.
you trade Stefon Diggs, Bosa, and let's say the New York Giants is in that same trading conversation, right? And this is hypothetical. Again, I don't know what they're going to do with Saquon Barkley, but we do know one thing: our guy Harbaugh loves the running game. And if you were to get Saquon Barkley out there with John Harbaugh, Herbert right there, add a few extra pieces maybe in the draft, in a three-team trade, you get rid of Bosa and you get rid of, and Diggs could go to probably New York or go somewhere else. But all I'm saying is there's an opportunity there where the Chargers drop a lot of digits in that cap space by adding Saquon Barkley to a maybe team friendly deal for them, team friendly for them, and you're able to progress that way, and you get rid of the Buffalo Bills in their trade. They may get Bosa for a lower range, and also it beefs up their defense because at the end of the day, their team is not technically it's not a rebuilding team. It's we shooting for the play. We shooting for a Super Bowl, and they've been
Yeah.
set that way for a little minute. But maybe Diggs is not part of that piece. He was probably there to help you get to that point and help Josh Allen feel comfortable in the league. But after that, it's kind of like I don't really need that. I can move forward in a different way.
So I mean, I like it, but my thing is with actually, I know someone who grew up with Gabe. My thing is with Gabe. Gabe is more than talented to be a number one receiver.
Oh,
Receiver,
bro,
he really
he's
is.
that guy.
And
Yeah.
then as far as big games go, you got to watch out for him. He's gonna make something happen. My issue with Gabe is that during the regular season, he'll
Nonchalant,
have
right?
you he'll have you 6 catches with 100 yards or 3 for 100 and some change. And next 3 games, who's Gabe Davis? And you're wondering like what's going on. And then sometimes he's injured. And
Mm-hmm.
then secondly, it's what really are the Giants getting out of this besides picks? I'm not gonna hold you. They need players.
The
They
Giants,
need players.
the Giants need players, but I think for me, I don't know what the Giants are. If you were to go look at the Giants roster, or you look at what they've been doing for the last few years with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, due to injuries, you haven't been able to build any type of consistency on the offensive
Exactly.
side, and
That's why
so
they need players.
yeah,
The picks are nice, but Dayball isn't a new coach. He's a vet at this point.
yeah,
He's ran an offense. He knows exactly how he wants his offense to run. His defense has made some good leeways. He just need
yeah,
a couple more players on that. So as he's building up his offense, he can kind of let his defense
do his
lead
thing.
the way for a minute.
In that type of situation, in that trade, you are getting a number one receiver to go with Daniel Jones or whoever else you add to your team.
But you got Diggs going to the Chargers for Bosa, so it really being the only thing the Giants are getting out of this are picks. They need somebody,
but they're getting picked. And we can be honest here. The Chargers roster, they've lost some people, and I think Mike Williams just got let go, or they're potentially about to let Mike Williams go. I've heard some rumblings that
I've heard rumors of it. Yeah. They've been talking about it for like the last year or two because he stayed injured.
I think that's the wrong big guy, the wrong 6'4" dude. They trying to let go, but
they can't let go of Quiston. They can't let him go. He's a second year of a contract. Third year.
You're right. You can't let go the first round pick. You sure can find a loophole. You could trade him or something.
Not after second year. Third year, definitely. Third year, definitely. He's definitely out of there if he ain't good again.
Yeah, he's gonna do something. But maybe let's say maybe the Chargers do. When if they do bring in Diggs, right? You bring in Diggs, maybe he helps out with Johnson. Get some right or something like that, right? Maybe some assistance. I don't know, because the Chargers receiving core is nice, in my opinion, already.
When healthy, yeah.
When healthy, they're really nice.
Honestly, to be frank, I'm gonna be real with you. They really don't need Diggs. I blame their play really on their coordinators because I like Guyton, I like Palmer. They just don't get touches.
Well, if
Kelly in the backfield doesn't get used.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna set it up that way, and if you don't get Diggs, send Diggs to the Giants.
I have no issue with that. You got Bosa, Diggs, Saquon. Obviously, with Saquon, you're going to have some picks along with that because Saquon isn't worth Diggs. But yeah.
At that point, some cap space and stuff like that. I understand things like that may get moved, numbers, whatever. But Giants get a reliable number one receiver.
Indeed.
Reliable enough, who has done well with quarterbacks who are needing to be developed, and so you get that, and also Daniel Jones, although he's technically a pocket passer, we have seen this dude will take off and run. He
ain't no pocket passer.
When he came out of the draft, they said he was a pocket passer, but
I don't care what they said in that draft, man. These people trash.
At this point, every quarterback's a mover. Nobody's really a true pocket passer anymore.
Yeah, we already had that conversation.
Yeah, your best true pocket passer was Joe Burrow, and Burrow's not really a pocket passer. So Penix, yeah.
Penix.
Oh, Penix.
He's technically a pocket passer since he had the injuries.
Penix is from good old state of Florida, Tampa actually.
Of course, yeah, he's from Tampa.
Produce quarterbacks. We send them up out of there. You feel me? Louisville, Washington State gets him, or Indiana, whatever. But yeah. Another potential trade on the line here is Davante Adams being traded from the Raiders to the Jets to go with,
I hate this. I hate this so much.
Green Bay in a Jets uniforms. That's what
I'd rather him go back to Green Bay.
To be honest, that him going back to Green Bay because they don't pay anything, they don't pay nobody. If the money was there.
He just got paid $120 million. He's good.
But they got to hold up the contract still.
Bro, I'm going to restructure that deal, give him another 40, 50. Hey, spend the rest of your career here for the next 3 years. Teach these young pups so when you leave, I can pay one of them to be that next guy. And you might get you a Super Bowl, my boy. I'm going to just be real with you. You might get a bowl.
The yellow brick road to the Super Bowl in the NFC side is very shiny. It is very.
There's 3 real teams right now.